Hey, folks, this is your man, the Dolphins, A.D. Moore, atop of NRG Stadium. As this earlier this afternoon, the Houston Texans took down the Las Vegas Raiders 23-21. And I know I apologize up front. I'm gonna probably go call them the Oakland Raiders because that was my youth growing up. Al Davis, you name it, just win, baby, win. So I apologize up front if I allude to the Las Vegas Raiders as the Oakland Raiders. I may even mention the Los Angeles Raiders, but the Raiders is still. Anyway, Houston Texans took down the Las Vegas Raiders today 23-21. Now, the Raiders came in with a Grinch mentality, period. Their record today, the record prior coming in was 2-12. And, I don't, what else I can tell you? But they didn't play like a 2-12 team, period. I'm just going to just be straight up with you, folks. The Texans had to scrap, that the scrap, fight, claw. You had to do everything it took to pull this game out today. And you're sitting there and you're sort of going like, I don't have a do I as an objective media person, you sit there and you're looking for a contest, but you seeing of course the Texans jumped off quick. Derek Stingley, the All-Pro Derek Stingley, intercepted the pass 31 yard and went to the house, carried to the house, 31-yard interception, carried to the house right off at the beginning of the game. And so you sort of felt, at least I felt like, okay, this thing's off and running. A couple of more of these and the Raiders, they'll go ahead and, they'll fold, they'll go down. Wrong. They didn't. The Raiders, for whatever the case might be, and let me just say this. Let me just allude to this right now. Do you realize that the Raiders were a 14.5-point underdog to the Texans today? Think about that. And a couple of my colleagues said up there, well, the Raiders had allowed 30-plus points the last 3 weeks. Okay, what were the circumstances all prevailing around there? But as far as and Mr. Big Tex, welcome to the deal. Ugly win, but take the dub. Yeah, you got to take the dub. No, because those were big plays today. I'll admit, Mr. Big Tex, there was some ugly. It was an ugly win, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you what D'Amico Ryans will tell you, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. In fact, I'll let him talk to you all in a few minutes. The Las Vegas Raiders, they got players to get paid on Monday morning with direct. They got direct deposits like everybody else. Is this the team they got some pieces around? Max Crosby today caused a lot of havoc today, which we were expecting him to do. Overall, I just thought that, I'm just thinking, go ahead and, put your foot on their neck and they'll quit. Texas didn't do that today. For some reason, after they scored that initial defensive touchdown and you thinking, okay, the Texans get the ball back. And thank goodness for Kaimi Fairbairn, because he was good for, I think, 3 field goals, 50. 55, 51, 49. It's because you needed him and a late touchdown from Dalton Schultz with CJ today. CJ Stroud today found Dalton Schultz late in the contest and to basically seal this. But the player from an offensive perspective, and no, Woody Marks did not play today. He was inactive. Aziz Ashar was inactive today, but the defense gave up a couple of big impact plays, and Aston Genty, excuse me, got caught. At least he caught Henry To'oTo'o on a wheel route and got a one-on-one, and this young man can play. D'Amico Ryans alluded to it in his comments today, and I'm gonna play those in a few minutes. To the fact that this kid can play, and he's got a bright future in this league. And to the players, to a man, off the record, just talking to the guys after the game, he's talking about no, this kid can play. No ifs, ands, and buts. But the Texans did enough to get the dub today, and that's the bottom line. They got the dub today because they got to keep pace with Jacksonville, because my understanding, Jacksonville Jaguars took down the Denver Broncos today, so the Texans has to keep pace. And now Saturday at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, 3:30 Houston time, the Texans have to take on the Los Angeles Chargers in SoFi Stadium. And so hey, this is the NFL. I'm just glad that they don't have a game on Christmas Day, because I remember the last time they had a Christmas game, that Netflix game, and geez, the Baltimore Ravens ran the Houston Texans off their own home field. So that you don't have to worry about. But maybe the Texans can show up and put even though Chris Kringle was supposed to have already made his round, maybe the Texans can leave a lump of coal in the Chargers stockings this weekend. But anyway, let's get back to today's game, and the fact that it was every bit a dogfight today for the Texans. C.J. Stroud wasn't sharp today, and he, particularly in the first half, he was missing quite a few, and yeah, he struggled. Jesus, yeah, CJ continues to struggle. This was probably, since he's been back, this is probably his. I would say this wasn't one of his better outings since he's been back from the concussion protocol. Make no mistake about it. This was not a good outing for CJ today. So, in the real sense, you sort of have to. You took it for what it's worth. I'm just, from the Texans standpoint, they got the W today, and that's the bottom line. The bottom line, they got the W today, and so that take it for what it's worth, fans. Every game is not going to be a perfect home run. And no, the Las Vegas Raiders are not the Arizona Cardinals. That they proved that today. So anyway, let me go ahead and get Coach Ryans on and let him talk about particularly the plays that the Raiders had, the explosion plays that they had today. Alluded to the big plays, but however, the Raiders was able to isolate Jennings on your linebacker. I mean, that's just one thing that sometimes that's the way the play design. But the tackling and what you had alluded to earlier, but I can just see that one play happening because that's just the way like you mentioned, those are just good players.
Yeah, Genty is a really good player. Showed it today. They didn't run the football well throughout the year. Their numbers would say that, but as I showed the guys all week, Genty, he was able to break a lot of tackles. That's what he's done. You think he's down, you think the play is over, and he's still pulling guys for more yards. So credit to the young man for how he runs the football. I like to see how guys run the football. Tough, physical, finishes the right way, and then you put him out and empty it. He's able to make a huge play for them, explosive for a touchdown there. So credit, hats off to Genty. Really good player, has a really bright future in this league, and he's all that, everything that he advertised on film, it is the truth. He's a really good player in our. Yeah, like I say, that was D'Amico Ryan's talking about Gentry today, because like I say, he got a one-on-one situation with Henry To'oTo'o, and Henry all Henry could do was run in his smoke, because he trailed him down for about 60 yards on that particular play, and they caught him in nature of the beast. Also on a run today, and and the Texans are basically have been a very good tackling team. But this kid, like Danielle Hunter mentioned the fact that this kid has a very low center of gravity. You really got, in particular when he gets his pads behind those linemen, he can hide in there, and when he breaks out, he comes out.
I mean, if you're not prepared to get low with his center of gravity, exactly what you saw today was a 51-yard run. In fact, he accounted for 24 rushes, 128 yards a day against the Texans. Not a whole lot of backs has been able to do that to the Houston Texans. So today, like I say, you got to tip your hat to him. Coach Ryan tipped his hat to this young man. And he has a future in this league. And everybody said, in the locker room said, "Oh yeah, he can play, and he's going to play in this league for a while." So you continue to see that we're not the only team with players. This whole league is about players. It's just being able to make the right plays at the right time. So it's just hopefully this week with maybe get Woody get Woody Marks back back Saturday. There's some players that did not play. Woody didn't play, but thank goodness they didn't need him. Juwan Jordan ran hard today. Ran tough, but the Raiders just made it tough on the Houston Texans offense today. I'm gonna let you hear the clip with Nico Collins today. Now, Nico didn't score a touchdown at all today, but Nico Collins made some very tough and critical catches today that really just sort of kept the Texans in this whole game today. And he's all. Nico Collins is a pro. He's all pro. And I'm not sure who the other receivers are going to be on the All Pro team this year. But if he's not on that All Pro team this year, somebody need to go back and check the vote tabulation, because he has done any and everything it takes for this team to win. And the Raiders had a high, and folks high and above on top of them and beneath them today. So, they continue to they continue to they doubled him for the most part. But even when he was doubled, Nico Collins went up. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and just get this clip. Go ahead and get him in and let you hear from him while we at it.
Slow motion better than no motion. Ain't about how you start, it's about how you finish, man. And like I said, it was the Vegas. That was a great team, brother. And I'm glad we got that win for sure. We had to play all 4 quarters, but you knew that, and that's how it's going to be the rest of the season. So we got to come with it, man. Take care of our bodies and go out and just be us. Another offense, our fast, man. Our defense out there making plays, so kind of make it easier for them.
Yeah, he's right. This wasn't the start that we are starting getting accustomed to from last week against the Arizona Cardinals. I alluded to earlier. The Texans were favored by 14.5, and the smart money in Vegas, obviously the Las Vegas Raiders, the smart money. I think the house probably is smiling right now at a lot of bettors today that took that 14.5 points, and because the Texans were able to get out by the skin of their chin this afternoon against the Raiders. So anyway, it's done. And I let me apologize for happy holidays to everybody. I should have gave a holiday greeting right off the top of the bat. But anyway, folks, I hope each and every. Let me go ahead. I hope each and every one of y'all have a blessed Merry Christmas, a prosperous New Year, Coach. Now, you will be hearing from me Saturday, sometime from the West Coast. I will be out in SoFi Stadium as the Texans take on the Los Angeles Chargers, because the Texans have to keep pace. As I mentioned, Jacksonville Jaguars won today. The Texans got to keep pace with them. So, I know it's 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, 3:30 Houston time that game will kick off. I think it's on the NFL Network. And so I'll probably be coming to you all. Hopefully, I'll be a little bit earlier on Saturday afternoon, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be coming immediately from SoFi, or I might be, going back to my the family's place down there in back down the other part of California. But we'll see. But either way it go, I'm just giving you a heads up. Giving you a heads up right now that the corner will be coming coming from the West Coast, and so just stay tuned. I'll try to keep you posted and keep everything excuse me moving as fast as I can. Anyway, a couple of other things. I thought the defense, for the most part, last week I don't think they played up to their standards. I think they got burned today with some big explosive plays from Aston Gentry today. But for the most part, I think that what they're gonna have to do is really have to go take care of their bodies this week, because they got 1 day short that they got to worry about. They'll be traveling on Friday in order to play for Saturday, so they got one less day they got to prepare for the Los Angeles Chargers. And so tomorrow they'll come in, film, start icing down. Then they'll work Monday. They'll work Tuesday, Wednesday. Christmas, I'm pretty sure they'll work Christmas Day somewhere. I mean, let's face it, folks. I know some of you out there, but it's Christmas. Yeah, guess what? This is the NFL, and some people's gonna be, and there are some teams gonna be playing on Christmas Day. So for those of y'all out there that's gritting your teeth and all this other, the NFL is not Scrooge. They gonna play on Christmas Day, and they prove that folks are willing to watch games on Christmas Day. So that being the case, Texans will be preparing for Christmas Day. A couple other things. Let me see. I think I got that out the way. Here we go. Let me see. Is the OC? It is the OC that is the problem. No, today is I don't. I'm not going. I'm not laying this at the feet of Nick Haley today. I thought that CJ was not. I don't. For some reason, he didn't get comfortable in the pocket today. I was just going being completely candid. I thought he rushed when he didn't need to rush. I thought for the most part, going into the fourth quarter, according to the stats, CJ had only had maybe 4 or 5 pressures. That how they count as pressures. So he was just off. I don't think he didn't get comfortable in the pocket today. I thought he was errant with a lot of his passes today for the most, but he calmed down enough, and he made the critical throws at the critical time in order for this team to come out successful today. Let's see, one other thing. Let's see who's there. Let's see. Need a second wide receiver because the other guards, and now that CJ doesn't trust him. Higgins had. I don't agree. I think they got a second wide receiver. They got a third. They got the rookies that have proven that they can step up to the plate. It was not. It's just offensively, they were not. They just did not click today. They were not aware. They were not a very cohesive unit today. Nico Collins had. That's why I played his clip, because even though Dalton Schultz put the game away with his touchdown, because CJ found him, but I thought really it was the play of the play of Nico Collins. I thought the rest of them today. I'm looking at him 1, 2, 3. The CJ thrown to, he had 9 different receivers. He spread the ball around to. Obviously, between Dalton Schultz and Nico, they got the lion's share of the throws today. But for whatever reason, he wasn't comfortable today. And what I thought, what I thought today, I thought Max Crosby. I thought Max Crosby rather would be, and he was a disruptor, But I thought his deal, he would be trying to come, excuse me, over Ariante Irsay. But really, Max, he moves up and down the line a lot. But I thought his biggest disruptions came from the right tackle when he was over Trent Brown, and that's, to me, that's why I thought that Max had his biggest influence was over Trent Brown. Of course, Trent Brown went out today, and Blake Fisher had to come in for him when Trent went out. Uh, when Trent went out today, Titus Howard I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not his campaign manager. Titus Howard should make All Pro. He should be one of those offensive linemen. One of the positions should be here. I don't know. They done moved him at both. He done played both guards. He's not done played both tackles. Only thing Titus has not done today, besides sell popcorn in the stand, is play center. So. I think that if they can, this line has sort of cohesed and has gelled around with Titus. So Titus had to go back to right tackle. Blake Fisher went to left tackle today. Patterson had to come in when Titus went over to right tackle. So guys was able to step in and take care of them. Get the W today. Wasn't, again, I'll state this now, I'm probably not trying to sound like a broken record or whatever. No, it wasn't pretty today. There was a lot of things that hopefully they can get cleaned up. And, they, from a proficiency standpoint, not a whole lot to write home about. But bottom line, Texas won today. They defeated the Los Angeles. I knew I was going to do. I promise you, I would say the Las Vegas Raiders today, 23-21, and they needed every bit of it. And once the Raiders finally got the Raiders to use up all their timeout, then the Texans were able to basically what they call a 4-minute quarter, and they really took the last 4 minutes for them to they were successful. Jordan, he made the line block well enough for him to pick up some critical yardage and move the clock and make the Raiders have to call the timeouts and use up all their timeouts. So anyway, folks, I'm getting ready to shut it down. Top of NRG Stadium today. Christmas weekend. This Christmas week is up. Holy Week is up for those of you that of the faith that recognize it as such. Excuse me. Be careful. Be kind to one another. Watch yourself out there. I know folks are still doing a lot of mass Christmas shopping. Be careful out there. Watch yourself. Don't get so caught up with the packages and everything that you lose sight of just being safe and warned of what's going on around the whole place. All right. Look to talk to you sometime Saturday after the contest against the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Houston Texans will be hosted by the Los Angeles Chargers. I will be talking to you from the West Coast and from that game at some point well after the game. So anyway, folks, again, Houston Texans got their 7th victory in a row. They are now so they're going on and keeping pace with the Jacksonville Jaguars. You'll see them in SoFi Stadium this Saturday. Folks, be blessed. Have a blessed Christmas, Hanukkah, however your faith or persuasion that you would like to be addressed. Feliz Navidad. I'm out, folks. I'm getting ready to go and enjoy some of the festive holidays after the season. Folks, I'm out. I appreciate it. Thank you all. Again, we'll be talking to you from Los Angeles on Saturday afternoon as the Texans, we'll have to go out there and get on the road. That's the NFL, folks. No use to complain about it because you as the fan love it, y'all. Because if you didn't love it, they wouldn't schedule the games the way they schedule. And that's a fact. So anyway, folks, I'm out. Ciao. Blessed holiday season, and we're gone. I'm getting ready to end this broadcast, and we getting ready to get on and just see what's going on down the rest of the road. See you, folks. Ciao. Merry Christmas. Feliz